Okay, so this video is about the concept of optimality and the Pareto efficiency in game theory. So, what are these concepts? In general, जब हम game theory के बारे में बात करते हैं, so we want to know whether the outcome of a game is good for everyone, if it uses all resources and benefits everybody properly, if it cannot be improved further without hurting someone, right? So, in order to make sure that these conditions or parameters are being followed or uh, are being followed. So that's where optimality and Pareto efficiency are used. Okay. Now what exactly is optimality? Now optimality means that जो भी outcome रहेगा, it should be the best possible overall result based on some rule that might be followed in the game. Okay, for example, there are players in a game and they reach a point where nobody can improve their payoff, okay, but nobody can improve their payoff unless someone else changes their decision too, okay. So what is optimality gonna do? It is gonna check whether the outcome of the game is efficient as a whole, right? As a whole, and nobody can improve their payoff unless else changes the decision too. तो मतलब एक mutual changing of decision चाहिए, right? So basically it should be efficient as a whole, right? दोनों को लेके चल रहा है. Now, optimality as a measure of efficiency. How is it used as a measure of efficiency? So it helps us check two things. One, are resources used properly? And two, can we improve the outcome for everyone? Okay, but even if efficiency is present, the outcome may not be fair. Okay, that is something that you need to keep in mind. Even if it is efficient, it is not necessary that it will be fair. One person may get a lot more than the others. Okay, now there are different types of optimality in games. Okay, the first one is Nash optimality. So basically, where no player can benefit by changing their strategy alone, right? Like how we talk about Nash equilibrium, एक का change करने से कुछ फर्क नहीं पड़ने वाला है, right? So similar to that, no player can benefit by changing their strategy alone. It focuses on stability. Okay, then next is we have Pareto optimality, where no one can improve without hurting someone else. Okay, it focuses on a mutual benefit. Then we have social optimality, where the total sum of the payoffs should be maximum. ठीक है, it focuses on group welfare. So each one focuses on a different idea of best, right? The stability versus mutual benefit versus group welfare. In general, uh, it's fairness versus stability versus total gain. Okay, now that is where Pareto efficiency comes in. So what is Pareto efficiency? Okay, a result is called Pareto efficient when no one can do better without making someone else worse off. Okay, what does that mean? It means that all possible improvements are already done and no resources are wasted. Okay, टू कंडीशंस कि जितने भी इम्प्रूवमेंट्स हो सकते थे वो हो चुके हैं और जो भी रिसोर्सेज है वो वेस्ट नहीं हुए हैं. ओके, now, what is Pareto inefficiency? Pareto inefficiency क्या होता है कि if someone can be made better off and without harming others, then the outcome is Pareto inefficient. Okay, there is still, that means there is still room for improvement. Right? What do we mean by Pareto efficiency? जब हम लोग पूरे improvements कर चुके रहते हैं, there is no space of improvement anymore. As long as Pareto efficiency is not reached, as that means कि as long as there is place for improvement, the condition is gonna be called Pareto inefficient. Okay, so that means that there is still room for improvement and better deals or cooperation can help everybody present in the game. Okay, now how is optimality and Pareto efficiency related? Okay, so Pareto efficiency is a special type of optimality that is focused on mutual improvement. Okay, we saw this when we read the types of optimalities, right? Then not all optimal outcomes are Pareto efficient, right? We saw that some of them are Nash and the third type. Then some outcomes are stable but still wasteful. Okay, some outcomes might be stable, but they can be stable but can also be wasteful. Okay, so not all outcomes are like they're absolutely efficient, right? So, for example, Nash equilibrium is stable, like how we read about it, but it is not efficient, right? Then we have a concept called Pareto frontier. Now, what is that? It is a set of all Pareto efficient outcomes. मतलब जितने भी Pareto efficient outcomes हैं उनका एक set बना दिया तो उसको बोलेंगे Pareto frontier. Now, if you look at a visual meaning of it, if one player tries to gain more, then another must lose something. Okay, it shows trade-offs in multiplayer benefit distribution. Okay, so what does it mean? कि if you're going to look at it in technical terms, then in multiplayer games, right, or economic models, like it's written over here, the Pareto frontier represents the boundary of all Pareto efficient outcomes, right? Every point in this frontier indicates that improving one player's payoff automatically reduces the others, meaning all efficiency gains have been realized. Okay, so basically, uh, like just put it in a way where you make in the easiest terms possible a set of all Pareto efficient outcomes, but then ये frontier में क्या होता है कि like what happens is that uh, after a point, like if you're gonna improve one player's payoff, तो one will keep going in loss. Okay, मतलब एक की हार दूसरे की जीत बन जाएगी. The amount of points gained by one will be the amount of points lost by other. Right, so at that point what happens is that efficiency gains जितने भी है वो सब हमारे obtain हो चुके हैं. Okay, uh, there's no graphical visualization here, but like it is explaining it. Okay, it is explaining कि graphically क्या होता है. So graphically it helps visualize trade-offs between players, showing how one's gain becomes another's loss. Okay, like we spoke about it. So I hope that one's clear. It's not that complicated. It's a set of all Pareto efficient possibilities that are present in the game. ठीक है, but in a point क्या होता है कि वो indicate क्या करता है कि एवरी पॉइंट जो भी हम लोग पॉइंट्स कलेक्ट करते हैं वो इंडिकेट करते हैं कि मतलब एक काइंड ऑफ एक कंडीशन रीच हो गया है, दिस कंडीशन दैट वी डिस्कस्ड ओवर हियर. ओके, ग्राफिकली क्या होता है कि एक ट्रेड ऑफ बनता है, राइट? So when we reach this, a trade-off is created. That's all it says. Then we have role of Pareto efficiency in decision making and policy, as in where is it used? Okay, so where is it used? It is used in economy and budgeting. It is used in social welfare programs and it is used in negotiations and market resource allocation. Goal क्या होता है ये सबका while using Pareto efficiency? To make the society better without harming anybody else. Okay, then we have limitations of rate efficiency. Okay, now what are the limitations? It was mentioned earlier if you did not get it. Being efficient does not always mean being fair. Okay, example के इस पे देखते हैं. If one player gets 99% of all the points and another gets what 1%, right? It is Pareto efficient. Okay, but there is since there is no improvement of possibility without hurting someone, right? But यहाँ पे ये condition में क्या हो रहा है कि fairness is missing. So fairness requires other criteria also, not just Pareto efficiency. Okay, that is where it fails. Now, how is it connected to game equilibrium concepts or specifically Nash equilibrium? So Nash equilibrium, some Nash equilibria में क्या होता है? They are stable, but they are not Pareto efficient. It is not necessary that all Nash equilibriums are not, all Nash equilibria are Pareto efficient. Okay, famous example becomes prisoner's dilemma. Okay, where both players choose to protect themselves, but both end up worse if they cooperated. Both end up worse than if they cooperated, right? Where they if they choose for themselves, okay, they end up worse than if they would have if they both would have trusted each other and cooperated, right? So this shows how self-interest may harm everyone. Okay, so where some Nash equilibria are stable but not all of them are Pareto efficient. Okay, that was the concept of Pareto efficiency and optimality. Thank you for watching the video. Do like it and subscribe if you like the video.